Last year, we stepped foot in the UK for the very first time, and we had a blast.
So you found a phone booth that didn't stink?
No, it didn't. It didn't smell good, but it didn't smell terrible.
Oh, okay.
It was great.
In one of our first videos, we tried Greg's, which was amazing, changed our life. And then the next thing we did was we went to Leadenhall Market or Leadenhall Market. Yeah, and that was the very first thing we did. We walked out of the hotel and went to Leadenhall Market, however you pronounce it. And we created a video. Here's the video right here. And we said that this was the inspiration for Diagon Alley, into which a bunch of you said, no, that's not the inspiration for Diagon Alley. The real Diagon Alley is in York. Was the first time we ever heard a town called York existed. We assumed there was a town called York in England because we have New York here, but we never actually heard anything about York. As our channel grew and grew and grew and grew, more people said, you need to go to York, because it seemed like everything led back to York. You need to go to York. You need to go to York. Well, guess what, guys?
We're in York.
This was built by the freaking Roman Empire. Are you serious right now? I'm gonna freaking walk on it.
Walking by there with the man playing the violin and the birds chirping. It was just like a dream. Like, that's what I wanted.
This is amazing. I'm standing with William the Conqueror's store. At one point they had, I think, 1,100 stonemasons working at once. It's history built on history. You can't explore one history without delving into another.
I love it. This is so dumb. I love it.
If you wanted to buy a Cartier in Joe Malone in medieval times, this is the place to do it. Yes, we went to York, and we have to break this up into a few videos because we've seen a lot.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot. And if you thought London was a cool town, I don't know. I'm going to try my best to explain it, but if you just got to see it. Okay. I am Rich Drippin.
And I'm Tiffany.
These are our Patreons that help make this stuff possible. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can help out too. Link below. So we tried to get into the Jorvik Viking Center, but we had to buy tickets for later on today. So this is definitely a place that you can't just walk up. Buy your tickets ahead of time. We should have bought our tickets ahead of time. You should buy your tickets ahead of time. If you go, and of course you want to go, learn about Vikings. The whole reason I came to York is to learn about 1, Romans, 2, Vikings. That's why I'm here. And there's some Harry Potter stuff, like Harry Potter Wizarding Golf. I want to bring the boys back here.
Yeah, they would love it.
They would absolutely love the Vikings and golf. Richard could destroy things. Richard Remy could destroy things and then come play golf.
What more could a boy want?
I'm really starting to like York. No idea what this is. I want to know what this is. A random tower just in the middle of York. Random tower. This is absolutely why I'm in love with the UK. Just walking. Random tower. It's not random. It's been here longer than my country, and the idea of my country has been here. But it's still just a random tower, and it looks really cool. And I want to go in it, and I want to see what it is, because this is cool. Looks amazing. And the flowers are pretty. And it's a beautiful day. And there's York Castle. I didn't even know they had a castle. This is neat. And Tiffany's favorite thing, climbing stairs. How you feeling back there, Tiffany?
Oh, good.
What?
Love some stairs.
So, things I know so far is this was built around the rule of William the Conqueror, and this was a crucial place for the royalty during the reign, or for the north of England, and it held power and importance for about 600 years. What I mean by history, built on history, the Normans would be William the Conqueror. Before that, this was Scandinavian, so the Vikings had houses on this very location. And before that, They said this was a burial ground for the Bronze Age, which that is really cool. I've been reading the book, The History of Ancient Britain. So to know I'm standing on a site that I've kind of like been reading and researching about is super exciting.
It's just history built on top of history.
It's,
on top of history.
that's why I love the UK so much. I really start to like York a lot because it's easier to take the ancient stairs up than it is to take them down. You comfortable, Tiffany?
No, it's gonna fall.
She says she's scared, but her phone and her flat white says she's pretty calm. We're in a chapel from the 14th century. This is awesome. Look here. Look at this. Look at the designs in the wall. Just etched out of stone.
So that's the altar.
So that would be where the altar's at? Oh, man. Wow. So to know.
King Henry III.
So King Henry was born 1207. So it was affected by the fire?
Yeah, it was badly affected by the fire in 1684. It turned some of the stonework red and parts of the tower were destroyed.
So we're looking at this red right here. So that looks like a chimney, so that might not be part of it. But that right there is evidence of the fire. And the whole room's leaning that way, right?
It says in there.
That it's leaning?
Mm-hmm.
But to know that in the 13th century, these were carved. That's 12, 15. That these was carved especially for King Henry.
Had to be rebuilt.
Yeah, you can tell because it's brick. Mm-hmm. But this is amazing. I'm guessing at one time, these were probably archer towers, and you could probably walk up here. I was thinking to myself, it's crazy that William the Conqueror would have a castle this far up here. But I mean, common sense, in a car and a train, it took us a full day to get here with a couple stops. So I guess William the Conqueror wasn't driving back to London that night. So that's really cool. And for a strategic position, because I don't know if I'm getting my dates mixed up, but the Scottish tribe, the Pecks, I forget everything when I'm on camera. I'm sure that was probably an issue, and to maintain control up here in the north, this close to the Scottish border, this was probably crucial. Talk about a beautiful view. Wow.
This is amazing.
You got that river? Is it the Oise River? Wow. So this is the moment that we want to thank you guys for following us and supporting us. This is really cool. It's really, and without you guys, I don't think we would be doing this right now. So thank you so much. This is, I mean, look at this, guys. I know this is your home and it's not a lot to you. Like, you're numb to it. I'm not saying it's not a lot, but you're numb to it. But this is amazing. I'm standing where William the Conqueror stood, where Vikings stood, where Romans stood, where everybody stood. Everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. Something I did not know about the Eye of York, it's actually called Clifford's Tower, and I did not learn that while I was there.
Yes, we did.
We learned it was Clifford's Tower?
You're talking about the tower on the mount?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was the Eye of York.
I never heard the Eye of York. I heard Clifford's Tower.
Said
Clifford's Tower out there.
Sometimes she's smarter than me.
I think. I didn't know nothing about the Eye of York. I was confused of what you were talking about.
So just to like give you an idea of this, it's we talk about we started the last videos when we was talking about Oxford, is this idea of rabbit holes and butterflies, and that's what this entire place is. So to give you an idea of Clifford's Tower, first they have found the idea that, or found artifacts that the people from the Bronze Age was on that site, Romans was on that site, Vikings was on that site, the Normans was on that site. I mean, literally everything that you as a young child could think of as a warrior has been there at that place, that was built by a man named William the Conqueror. That is just, that is just absolutely insane.
Yeah. While we were there, I learned a little bit about King Henry III, and like from just this little bit I got to read and comprehend from being there, makes me want to like learn about King Henry III now.
Yeah.
And like try to find out whatever we can about him, because that's been my thing lately. It's like every time I hear a new name, I kind of want to learn all about him. It like sparks such imagination and such desire to learn when you get to see these amazing and beautiful places. Like I wonder what it really looked like in that day, you know, like what it was.
Yeah, but even like, okay, that tower, you're saying in that day?
Yeah.
That tower was built so long ago. What exact day
exactly which part are you talking about?
Because the York Castle has been destroyed and rebuilt multiple times.
Right.
So there was probably people walking around during King Henry VIII's time going, man, I wonder what this tower, I wonder what this place looked like back in the day.
Did I say eighth? Because you said eighth.
No, you did not say eighth.
Okay, because you said eighth.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about the third.
No.
Oh.
Because if people was walking around during eighths, they're probably wondering what it looked like.
Oh, okay.
William the Conqueror and the third.
You just have to confuse me because I think I said the wrong name.
No, it was the third. Okay. And he was quite, I done a little digging and then it actually come up a little bit later. But I feel like to be able to walk into a place like that, and we did pre-planning on this trip, but that just didn't come up, or it might have just looked like a tower and just being doing this for so long. I didn't expect that amount of history.
No, I didn't know about it till I seen it.
And it was just amazing. And outside there was just a line of just everything that happened. And you're seeing familiar names. And then even now, afterwards, I know one of the things that the tower was rebuilt for was the Civil War. So that was an active player. And if you guys are new to the channel, we just did a video learning, because what we do is we'll show you a place and then we try to learn. We just got done with Nottingham, and you can watch, we did the Luddites and the Industrial Revolution and the Civil War, the British English Civil War, and that all started, kind of kicked off there in Nottingham. And now we're in York, and I don't know where to start now. Do we start with the Romans? Do we start with the Vikings? And if you don't know as far as with either of those, like and subscribe, because we'll start getting into just how influential that was in this area, and you would not dream of that. And it's just like you're walking. When I was walking in York, I would sit there and I'd have to stop for a second, and I'd have to sit there and be like, wow. I've never, the only time that I ever walk around just impressed consistently, nonstop, is in the UK. It just seems like it starts going and you try to turn a corner to take in. And I'm glad that I don't live there, because it gives me time to come home and process what I've seen. Because some of the things that you see there, you need time to process it, to really understand how grand of a thing or how influential of a thing it is.
Yeah, I was just saying to you the other day that when we go over there, that I feel so not my normal self. Like I feel so weird when we're there, and I feel so like overwhelmed in a sense. And it's just because of all the things around us, like taking it all in, the views, the history, the culture, like all the stuff that you just take in from being there, it totally just overwhelms your mind.
Yeah.
And then when you step back and you're out of it, you have time to process it. And then once you processed it, you're just dying to go back.
Yeah. So we're headed to the Shambles. We can walk to the Shambles. We could take a bus. Or we could take an ancient Roman wall.
Oh, you're gonna pick the wall.
We're gonna pick the wall. This is gonna be the best. So we had to walk here for this wall. We actually passed the Shambles trying to get to it, but this wall is a Roman wall. I mean, you guys already know that. We usually talk just to British people, but it's really super exciting to be here to see a real Roman wall. This is awesome. This was built by the freaking Roman Empire. Are you serious right now that I'm gonna take a walk on it? This is amazing. I am on a Roman wall. The people in Britain. Tiffany's showing her mom. But I guess it's just exciting, the idea of like everybody here just uses it on a daily basis. I feel very American right now because of my excitement. To the rest of the world, stuff like this is just such a normal thing, but for me, this is so cool. People go to different countries for ancient history and stuff, but for us, it's amazing. I'm so happy that I'm doing this right now. And this is going to be pure. Holy, look at that. Look at that and tell me that's not amazing. Man, this is awesome. Britain is just power. It's just pure power. I mean, look at that. You look at York Minster here. You see this wall, and it was the Romans came here, and it was just a sign of their power. And then you got the Vikings come here, and they make such an impact, and it's just a symbol of their power. And then you have that giant castle set out there by William the Conqueror, built up to control for the power of Northern England. And then as the Church of England grew, and as Catholicism grew, and then the Church of England grew, you start getting these cathedrals, and you have these almost like a Leviathan popping out of the ocean in the city, and you just have something like this just towering, dominating, almost reflecting the power that the church and the king had over the country. And it just stands up, and it just looks so intimidating and so strong and old, but it reflected the power, and everything here just seems like it reflects the power of every person, and rather it be something as simple as a hand axe picked up by, the Bronze Age or the Iron Age, to the Vikings, that everybody who had control of this land was so strong and had so much power, they left something. The land is just going to remember it forever because it was that strong. Man, I freaking love the UK.
So seeing this wall not only was beautiful, like everything else in the UK, but it's just, I really wish like at that moment that we had a time machine, just to take a little glimpse into like an average day in that time, and like
just to see what it was like.
It was really cool.
I kept talking to people and I just feel like, you just live with a wall built by the Romans. That's just normal life.
Yeah.
And it was so impressive that the things that people, and I said in there that the things that people, do, and these great powers, it seemed like every one of them left their mark.
Yeah.
That all these people leave their mark, and it's just symbols of power upon symbols of power. And it's just, you talk about the UK being a powerful country, and we have a saying in America, and it goes, "This is a game for ballers, only ballers can participate." And that's what the UK is. When you show up there, you better be tough. You better be the rest of the world. And I feel like York symbolizes that. Mm-hmm. You gotta be the best to be there. You gotta be the strongest. You gotta be fierce in order for you to leave your mark on that small island. Mm-hmm. This is a game for ballers, only ballers can participate. So one of the interesting things, when we talk about a rabbit hole, we didn't know. We seen that little sign on the Roman wall, and it talked about a place called Jewberry. See, like you see little rabbit holes you can go down, like Jewberry, for the Jewish cemetery. Like you could spend time just looking at that. And as we was walking towards the cathedral, it put us in a position that we was in what would be considered the old Jewish part of town. Mm-hmm. And that struck me weird because I never really considered Jewish people in England during the medieval time. No. And it talked about under the king of Richard I, just how bad they was being persecuted. A lot of them met a bad ending in that tower because they was being threatened to convert to Christianity from Judaism. And I think that itself deserves its own voice, its own episode. But I just did not expect that, for one, in medieval times, which what it would be. And for two, I don't know, you think of knights, you think of Vikings, but you wouldn't think of that. And when we talk about rabbit holes, you stumble across a small sign and it opens up a whole can of worms and opens up a whole different side of York or England, the UK, history in general that you would never think of. Yeah. And guys, if you know anything or if you want to share any type of story, you always leave it down in the comments below, because this is a learning channel and that's what we're doing. We share what we learn and then we try to learn more. And we got a lot of people on here that like to critique our learning. A lot of people who like to learn with us. A lot of people who like to make fun of us for learning.
You just make fun of us in general.
Yeah, or just make fun of us. It's fine. But that's what we like to do.
It keeps us entertained.
Yeah. Yeah. I genuinely have never been or walked through a place that was so amazing before. I really haven't. And one of the biggest mistakes that we made is we did not spend enough time there, because there was so much more to see. And there was a lot to see, but there was even more to understand. Mm. And I would love to give York more time, because I just feel like, I don't know, there's more to the video. I love the day that we spent there. It was warm that day too. It was warm. You guys don't get a lot of those days, but it was so good. But will we make it to the Jorvik Museum? What else will we see? Will we meet a new friend along the way? Like and subscribe to see what's next. I am Rich.
And I'm Tiffany.
That was York Part 1.